All right, kindergarten, we're back for part 2 of our landscape number 1. We're doing 2 landscape drawings. This is part 1, and we are going to be coloring this guy today. So I'm using crayons. You can use colored pencils if you want. Markers might not be the best for this one just because it's so big, but I'm going to use crayon for mine. So I'm going to start with my trees, and what I'd like to do is my trees that are further away, I'm going to do a lighter green. So I'm carefully coloring in the lines. And do a light green on my trees that are further away. And that's because when you're looking at something outside and it's farther away, it actually looks lighter in color. That's part of perspective. Just like I'm sure if you were to go outside right now, if you can look out and see some of the hills or the mountains up north of here, they might look like they're kind of light, a little bit fogged out. But if you were to drive all the way out there, they're not light, they're dark. So that's just something that happens when we're far away from things. I can take my next light green and I can double layer. You don't have to double layer, but you can. It's going to give our trees a little bit of texture, make them look like they do have different leaves and layers on them. Okay. Now this one here, I'm going to do this farther sort of back part of my tree, the bright green, and I'm gonna color that nice and dark, and here too. And by dark, I mean I'm pressing hard. This is not a dark color. And some of you guys might have colored this on your own without my video, which is awesome. I like to see you guys do your own creative thing and show that creativity to me. Sometimes it's nice to see you guys working independently versus just for my videos. So if you did that, kudos to you. Okay, here's my next green. So I'm going to do this whole tree now. So I've got my 2 layers with 2 colors. So my back layer has the medium green and now this sort of Kelly green. And the top layer just has the Kelly green, which is okay because I can always go back and add another color to that. So taking my time, doing my best job coloring. All right, so got some decent coloring going on here. And then I've got one more green. This is kind of a blue-green, but I'm going to try it on my tree just to see. Yeah, it works. So again, lots of nice color. And make sure you're staying in the lines and not scribbling. I don't like when I see scribbling. I like to see you guys trying really hard. Now, the next thing I'm going to color is my sky. That's going to go blue, light blue if you have it. Or if you want to make a challenge, you want to try to do a sunset sky, you can do that. I wouldn't be mad if I saw somebody do a sunset sky. That might be kind of pretty. Start out yellow and then orange in the middle and then red on top. I think I'd like to see that actually. So I've got my sky colored nice and blue over here. Let's grab a brown and do this tree trunk just to finish this side. And I'll do this tree trunk here to try and kind of go across as I finish. All right, I turn my paper when I color, and I think we've probably talked about that in some of these videos. You guys have done more painting than anything else, so we probably haven't actually talked about this, but I turn my paper when I color. I think it's easier to color certain areas of the paper when it's turned different directions. So if you want to try turning your paper, you go right ahead and turn your paper while you color. So I'm going to do my sky, nice and beautiful. Okay. And then I'm going to do this tree trunk here and this tree trunk here. And tree trunks, you can do brown, you can do a little bit of gray on it if you want, a little bit of tan, whatever you want to do with that. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to do blue here for our sky. Lots of nice blue. All right, and there, almost half of my drawing is done. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of these colors away and give you guys a minute to catch up. So let's think about my house. I think I wanna do a red door and a yellow house. And my windows we'll leave white. So your house, you can color whatever colors you want. I'm gonna do a yellow house with a red door, which is kind of a funky combination. I don't know if any of you live in that color house, but I do not. And I don't like that. That turned out kind of orange, so I'm gonna get a darker red. There we go, nice dark red. And then I'm gonna color my house yellow, and I'm gonna leave my windows white. You can turn your windows, you can do them yellow, like there's lights on inside. You can do them blue, like they're reflecting the sky. You can leave them white. You can draw little curtains in them if you want. Your house, you decide. I want you to do whatever you want for this house. Make it your own. I'm gonna leave my windows white just because I feel like it. Missed a little spot here. Missed a couple spots here. Uneven coloring on Miss Hershey. All right. The next thing is going to be, we're gonna go way down to the bottom now. This is gonna be our river or a lake. It's water. So if you have more than one color blue, you're gonna color this the darker blue. Your sky will be the light blue and this will be the dark blue. You're gonna carefully color in all these peaks and try to get this colored nicely, okay? So nice even coloration going on here. Okay, nice blue. Trying to get in all these points, that's what's important. Okay. Go back on some spots I might have missed a little bit and finish up my points. Now, the next thing is going to be my riverbanks. This is my river. It's water moving by. If you ever go to the river, the water doesn't just go to the grass usually. There's a riverbank. So it could be sandy or it could be muddy. So I'm going to use this peach color first. And I'm not gonna do the entire thing. I'm gonna kind of sketch this in a little messy. I'm gonna do a little bit of this color. And it might be kind of hard to see this color on the video, but it's this peach color and I just did a little sketchiness with it, kind of just put it in there a little messy. Then I'm gonna go back with my brown and I'm gonna carefully kind of hit up the rest with the brown. And so you can see where my lighter color's coming through. And again, giving that two-tone look, that texture, a little bit less flat than if we just used one color. Makes it nice and pretty. Okay? I got my brown all the way across. Nice and easy. Okay. And the last thing is gonna be our grass. So grass is gonna be green. I'm gonna let you guys kind of decide how you're gonna do it. I'm gonna do a mixture of a couple different ones. So I'm gonna start with my really light one in the center. Going side to side. And I'm gonna layer my greens. I'm gonna use all four and I'm gonna layer them. So on top of my light green, I'm gonna use my medium green. And then I'm going to kind of work it out this way a little bit. Be careful not to color on my trees. Very careful. Okay. And then towards the edges, I'm going to use my other two greens. So I'm going to go with my dark green. I fill in everything that's left with my dark green. Going a little bit on top of my medium green. Trying to make it work. All right. And the last one is my sort of blue-green. I'm just gonna go right at the edges with a little bit of that. Maybe a little in the middle. There we go. All right, so there is my finished landscape drawing. This is landscape drawing number 1. Like I said, we're gonna do 2 landscape drawings. This is landscape drawing number 1, 2-part video. This one's not due till the end of the month, so you've got a little time to work on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Goodbye.